Scoobies, and how are you all doing? I hope you're doing fantastically fabulous. And we're back with our last episode of Dancing with Demons. And in this particular episode, I want to talk about the difference between high magic and low magic. I will start off by saying that 99% of what I've seen on YouTube is considered low magic, with 1% being high magic. But what the are they? What is the differences between them? The most important thing to understand is that high magic is pure energy drawn in to or through the source, mitigated by very specific forms. That is, in some cases, and through traditional definition, ritualistic magic that is more elaborate and works with such entities as discussed in this series. Okay? Now, it doesn't just have to be demons. It could be, you could do high magic with the Morrigan, you could do high magic with, the rituals, from my understanding, are more elaborate than your typical pagan rituals. Okay? We have pagan rituals that celebrate the times of years and draw upon the moon's energy, and while, yes, that can be considered high magic, I would consider it more low magic. I mean, that's really up to you. I'm pretty sure Lunar Wisdom will be typing in the comments down below being like, listen, bitch, let me tell you how it really is. And I appreciate that. Low magic, or modern day magical practices and spiritual magical practice, draw upon energy from the earth. This energy already exists in the manifested earth. One might call this Gaia magic, earth or sun magic. So a lot of witches on the internet will talk about working with the elements, or working with earth, or working with Gaia, or working with whatever. That is in itself low magic. Modern day magic, modern day Wicca, modern day witchcraft that we tend to do that may or may not be inspired by folk magic is considered to be low magic. The high magician or high magic is a force directly from the sun, whereas low magic is drawn from the same place, but only after the earth absorbs it. So basically what we understand is that high magic takes it directly from the sun, whereas low magic takes it from the earth, but only after the sun has hit the earth and the earth has absorbed that sun. For example, a sick person who has a color sound therapy applied is high magic, while the use of herbs and stones is low magic. Make sense? I mean, you're drawing from the earth to heal the sick person, but somebody who's using, color sound, whatever the that is doing it in a sense where it's high magic. Low magic is or was practiced by the poor and uneducated, but high magic is or was practiced by affluent, intelligent, and educated peoples of society. While low magic is more practical to those witches' lifestyle, high magic is more about reprogramming the mind such that we open our mind and elevate our consciousness through new realities or personalities. In my opinion, I'd say my craft is a little bit of both. I do communicate with entities such as demons and spirits, and I do look for new ways to open and expand my mind, but my magic isn't really ritualistic enough to be considered high magic. It's more low-level forms of magic where I draw upon the earth, and I draw upon the incense that I burn, which come from the earth, the candles that I burn, which come from the earth. At least most of the time they come from the earth. And we draw upon the earth's energy, and then we use that energy to conjure, and talk with the entities that we talk with. So I guess there is no high magic in my particular craft. It's all low magic that's used to talk to entities that ritualistic high magic would be probably better suited for. Low magicians or modern day witches see high magicians as self-important snobs, while high magicians see low magicians as hicks and uneducated hippies. Because they think they're more superior than witches. They have a higher understanding of how the world works. They have a better, they've opened their mind both consciously and subconsciously. They're able to communicate more effectively than maybe I am with demonic or angelic or whatever cosmic types of entities. However, their magic is also more elaborate, more complicated, more ritualistic, whereas witchcraft is almost something that you just kind of take the energies through the air and you weave them together and almost kind of like a mess, and you throw it out there and it does what it needs to do before dissipating into the ether or the nothing or whatever the you want to call it. It just dissipates. It transforms into another form of energy. This creates a division such that one despises the other for their intellectual purposes and the other hates the former because of the uneducated ways of their lifestyle. A lot of ceremonial magicians laugh or look down upon witches because we are not as educated as them. Essentially, the point is that there's a conception that high magicians, people high up in the occult, ceremonial magicians, so on and so forth, ones who do the elaborate rituals and work with these types of entities, are more superior than us witches. Now, whether that's the case today or not, I have seen it in some subreddits, Facebook groups, and a little bit on YouTube, but it hasn't seemed to impact the witchy community in any way, shape, or form, nor should it. The point is that in my opinion, we're both equal. We do things differently. Yes, witches work with the earth and the spirits, and ceremonial magicians work with the cosmos, essentially. But it doesn't mean that one is better than the other. In modern times, us, or at least me as as a low magician, explore and work with through what some consider folksy and uneducated methods, entities that not only help me manifest the physical, but also manifest the higher vibrations and thought processes as well as the spiritual being. So while people might judge me and leave nasty comments on some of my videos where I show that I work with demons, and a couple have, and I've left them up, but I guess they deleted them or whatever, but I work with these entities in a different way that a ceremonial magician might not approve of. And that's because they were educated and trained to work with them in a specific way, and I'm doing my own research and essentially experimenting to see if I can contact them, and I have been successful thus far. There have been a couple of demons that refuse to come to me or refuse to talk with me, and that's okay. But at the same time, the ones that I have mentioned throughout the series are ones that do work with me. At the end of the day, what I really wanted to say about this entire series is that working with demons is no different than working with any god or goddess, working with any spirit of any type, working with anything really. It's just they go about manifesting things for you differently. They like to play off of your physical desires more than they like to play off of your spiritual needs. If you approach them with a spiritual need over a physical desire, they will work with you more effectively. They will still give you your physical desire, but they know that you won't be satisfied, so they will keep coming back. That's how they feed off of you. If you don't respect them, and if you don't treat them with reverence, and you don't, form some form of relationship, whether short-term or long-term with them, there will be consequences to pay. Just like with any other god or goddess or spirit or whatever. The other thing to keep in mind is that when you are working with these entities, you want to go in with confidence and clarity in your mind, body, and soul, so that there's nothing they can take advantage of, so that they can't around with you or play head games with you. They will put you through, in some instances, or I should say they may put you through, in some instances, trials to see if you're worth working with. Because in reality, we are low magicians contacting other types of entities that I don't know if they would be considered above or below our plane of existence, but from the documentation that I have shared throughout this series, it seems like they're kind of on the same level. They love to work with us. They love to feed off of our desires and our wants. And if that's what you want, if you want to work with a demon to get a house, to get a wife, to get a Maserati, to get a beautiful job, go ahead. But they also offer other things. So maybe look into that as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this series, and until next time, my fabulous little Scoobies.